music in the background. I don't own the rights to it. I am a writer, not a speaker, but I have been getting urged from my guides that I've got to speak it, like actually say out loud. So this is something I wrote on Twin Flames in 2022. Twin flame soul trap into toxic relationships. How does that happen? When people with truly golden earth angel heart refuse to acknowledge the dualistic nature we are part of. Basically, the darkness is here too, so we're the light and the dark, and it is because of the realm that we live in. So we choose being earth angels or people with good hearts and love imprinted on our hearts. We're all born with that. Some of us choose not to live out of our heart center, and that's okay too. So we choose to block the darkness. Say the earth angel aspect would choose to block the darkness. As we only have love in our hearts, we don't realize our energy is automatically looking to seek balance. The natural go to in our energetic world. The equilibrium's got to be there. So if we're trying to be all loving and full of love, we're naturally going to need to have that balance somewhere. And if that's balance with a partner, that's generally what happens. And that's how we're getting stuck in twin flame soul traps, which with false twin flames. Well, we made a decision to be inherently good, so we have to look outside ourselves. Hence the creation of toxic situationships with technically demons, or, you know, what was I saying the other day? It was karmic partners. We must have balance or it will be made for us. So within ourselves, we've got to have boundaries, we've got to have balance, and really the middle path is actually what's required. So when golden hearts embrace their dark side, they no longer need to unknowingly seek it outside of themselves and seek out someone who will bring darkness into their lives. The past few weeks, I had been inviting my darkness back, and even questioned myself why I was bringing in this bad bitch energy. I had silenced and repressed my bad bitch long ago. Well, I didn't go out of my way to embody it anyway. As my darkness, and honestly, some of it sucked. I could have just lifted my bad bitch game. Instead, I shifted it to fit into someone manipulative's box that in hindsight his box should have been shoved up his placard. When I was a worm, I had a lot to learn. So now I am embracing my toxicity, which sounds intense. And so that darkness and light, the dual path, the duality path, which is laws and karma, one of the laws of the universe, this dualism, the red pill or blue pill, you know, everything's got its equilibrium and we must have it within ourselves. And if I hadn't known that as a younger person, I probably wouldn't have attracted in such toxic situations that I put myself in. But did I put myself in it, or is it more coming down to the higher magic that has actually been placed upon the people with the golden hearts, which I'm not going to get into in this one. But I got a lot of information on that, and I will put it in my next one of the next videos. But anyway, so now in embracing toxicity, which is just my shadow self. So integrated my shadow, basically, which sounds intense. But while I allow it in, I don't need shadow outside of myself. I carry both the light and the dark within me at all times. Want to play? The dark feminine will sort out any misunderstandings in terms of boundaries. Your bad bitch goddess will destroy enemies, yet will not actively seek or target people unless necessary, or unless, first targeted by someone else. And the earth angel Well, she's always been there, and only ignorant would mistake that one's kindness for weakness. If you're reading this and you always held darkness, well, it's an opposite path to heal your issues and come into balance and let in that love side of you. No one really expects a narcopath to even try. Way too painful to see themselves as perfect, whole and complete just as they are. Their childhood trauma is not an excuse. Not actively healing your shit by facing it and embracing it, it's not okay as an adult. When saying hurt people, nah, the truth is assholes hurt others. And they are assholes that willfully choose to do so instead of facing themselves and their pain. And the old, they know what they do is a fallacy. They know exactly what they're doing. The below message is channeled from Kali Ma's goddess, bad bitch, and it's got Goddess Kali's bad bitch energy all over it. Do it now or do it later. You will be facing yourself this lifetime. You have had opportunities, and many have had people reach out that could have changed their lives for the better. Instead of stepping up, you attempted to crush them. When this message is out to all souls who need to hear it, you have nothing left to feed on. Heal it now or heal it later. You are not repeating the same cycle again. Next lifetime, it's done. Harsh but fair. I did some hashtags. Harsh but fair, fearless spirit, messenger, do the work, armed with knowledge. So it's basically saying to the people who decided to be toxic and continue to be toxic, do it now. Do the shadow integration, the light integration, the healing of the rejection and the wounding that you got as a child, which, I mean, if you have a look at around, of course, with our generations, basically it was wartime that our parents had been through, and a lot of people were sourcing up their breakfast with whiskey. Like our parents' generation had it very hard, and a lot of the toxicity has been brought forward. And then we've got people coming from other countries. I know I've got a girlfriend from Lebanon who really has had it very rough, I think. Yeah, like war-torn countries. And they're in Australia, like, all of this needs to be healed. The ancestral trauma, the ancestral wounding. And we have to embrace it within ourselves and look deep into it and exactly go back to our trigger points and heal from them. At this point in time, it's definitely possible for all of us. Now I need to go and cook some dinner, so I'm going to wrap this up now. But thank you for listening. Love and light to you all. Embody your shadow and integrate it to avoid being put through painful, karmic, toxic situations. Or if you are the perpetrator, it's time to heal. You got no excuses. Do it now or do it later. It will be done before you're allowed to leave the earth plane.
Oh, we're being rude? Awesome, cool. My fucking turn.